think all over the place in Southeast Asia. So today, my first paper is about employee engagement, job performance, and employee retentions. Yeah. So this paper is developed by me and students, Dr. Azila, Professor Dr. Barry Ohmani, and Professor John Dalrymple. And to begin with, this looking at the overall of the industry. Overall, the industry is actually, of course, for the developing country, this hospitality and tourism is actually a lucrative business. However, during this time, we have some difficulties because of what? Because of this pandemic COVID-19. Yeah, from Statista, it's actually reported that I have the report at the back to this. So number 2 is about the tourist arrival. Yeah, in 2015 onwards, we are doing very well. Of course, all Southeast Asia, all over the country, all over the world is actually enjoying the time. However, in 2020, the because due to the pandemic COVID-19, the number of international tourists and foreigners have plummeted drastically. Because of what? Because of the pandemic. This unprecedented circumstance to the global pandemic. Yeah. So I think this is a very common problem all over the world right now. And Alhamdulillah, what is coming because of the vaccines program, the percentage of the people being vaccinated all over Malaysia and all over the world keep on like rising. And so we hope that by 2022 we can enjoy the this hospitality and tourism industry can basically proceed, can basically grow. Last year, this year, because last year is the pre and this year is about the during, and next year will be the post COVID-19. So this is something that we are going to face until next year, right? So because of what? The industry cannot move on because of the restriction and laws, from the countries by prohibiting the unwanted tourists or people from coming to other countries. So strict border security is very it's a normal procedure right now, where the people who are basically going to another country would have to follow the law, the restrictions, where the tourists or people traveling should go for quarantine, like 14 days. Some countries they impose 21 days and whatsoever. So this is the table for Malaysia. Yeah, this is from the Tourism Malaysia corporate website. So 2015, we are doing very well, enjoying about until 2019 about 86.1 billion ringgit on the tourists received. However, in 2020, this number is a minus 80 in terms of growth of the tourists, 83%. Yeah, in terms of the growth of billions, is about minus 85.2%. So about 85% down. Next, so this research is actually looking at the how are we going to retain the excellent employees. So we're talking about retaining excellent employee. One of the most challenging tasks in many organizations. So therefore, employee is very important. The staff is very important. Yeah, for us, in order for us to grow in the business, whatever business, employee is one of the most vital element in our business. Therefore, to retain the excellent employee is one of the most challenging tasks that the company or organization should basically face now at the moment. So this study is actually, we are doing it in the 3 to 5 star hotel in Klang Valley. Of course, recently Klang Valley opened their business to the phase 2 in Malaysia right now for the friends from Thailand. In Malaysia right now, the Klang Valley is actually the hub section of Malaysia. That is actually this is the place where it consists of Selangor, Putrajaya, and of course Kuala Lumpur. is the capital city. And then the numbers of people that stay in Klang Valley is about 6.5 million. It's the largest, the largest states. And up to, like, for the foreigners, we have about 7 million people staying in Klang Valley. So that's why this place is actually a business hub for the country. Yeah, numbers of manufacturing, numbers of hotels, numbers of tourists, numbers of shopping complexes is actually in Klang Valley. So this place is, we're talking about, they generate billions of dollars in terms of business in Klang Valley. So that's why we choose this setting in Klang Valley. However, we are going to expand this study to other states, but not at the moment because of the pandemic. So the issue of staff engagement has become a central issue in terrorism, encouraging a positive influence of human capital towards organization. So meaning to say, to have an engaged employee is a big task. Yeah? Engaged, and the people who work. Yeah, I think basically most of us here in this, as a presenter, we are working with in our organization. So the level of engagement is actually something that is actually very subjective, and it is something that we cannot quantify it. So how engaged are you with the organization? Yeah. All right. Now, so just a bit about literature about employee engagement is defined as the magnitude of employee commitment and the involvement towards the organization and its values. So meaning say, if you are engaged to the place, engaged to the organization, means that you are really, I shall say it in normal, in common language, you call it, we in love with the organization. So whether we in love or we are not in love with the organization. So we fell in love with the organization and the values. Some people, they stay with the organization not because of the salary, because of the working environment, because of the colleagues, because of the peer, because of the system, because of the procedure. So that's why they stay in that particular organization. Some people, they are looking for salary. Yeah, we thought that salary is actually the final destination for us. So we work and then we're looking for a salary, but it's actually no. Some people, they don't really look at they look at the money sign, but they don't really they are looking for something else. Yeah, for example, procedure, the system, the reputation of the company or the organization. Yeah, so it's okay, right? So it's fact. This engagement has a positive effect towards from several researchers. They have presented this. They have written a paper talking about the employee engagement has a positive effect towards employee job satisfaction. All right. So further, so the second one is about working environment. In that working engagement, in the dimension we have the we have the tenets of the employee engagement, that is working environment. Of course, definitely straightforward here is we're talking about the system, we're talking about the procedure, we're talking about the structure of the company, we're talking about the reputations. And the second one is about the leadership. Leadership is one of the most, I think from my opinion, is the important element in organization, because the captain of the ship, someone will bring that ship to the right directions. So the person with knowledge, transparency, ability to spread good norms is actually the person. There are many traits or characteristics in leadership, but however, this is some of the definition given by some of the researchers. So the leaders is the played a major role in the organizations in order for the leader to bring the ship, to bring the organization to the to success, right? So the next one is about teamwork as well. So this is something that I can say from the past experience. We look at when we have a very good team and we are working as a team. So this basically will propel the productivity, talking about the output, we're talking about the performance, yeah? Because we are actually, the point is the relatedness needs. So we need each other. We are in the different parts of the organization. We need each other. Say for example, like this conference that we're having right now. So I can see how people from many parts of the department or part of the group, people who actually to make this, because I know this is a very challenging time. when you have to do the conference like this, you don't see the people, but you need to have a very good what I call IT facilities. So people is actually all over the world can meet in one what I call in their monitor, the screens here. So development, career development in employee engagements this is something that is when the staff is given the opportunity to develop, learn, and involve in the company career programs, as that they will get motivated, definitely, because we are part of it. So we need to be part of the career development. Someone is actually from the rank and file, going to the senior management, going to top management, going to be like, so career development for employee is very important. So compensations, talking about compensation, this is the one for basically look and seek by everyone when they work in the organization or a company. So they want to be paid money. So in this compensation, we have two types of compensation, that is direct and non-direct. Direct and indirect compensation. So I think most of you knows about this. So when you've been paid a salary, how much is enough for us to how much of the ringgit, how much of the dollars is actually enough, right? So some of the company, they offer other things. Say, for example, vacations, good share, they give you share, So this is also part of the employee engagement. The next one is talking about the organizational policies. Some people, employee or future employee, potential employee, they want to work with you because of the procedure of the organization, because the system they have, because of the administration structure, the company policy, reputation, and success story, of the company. Definitely, everyone here, if you ask me, do you want to work with Google? I would be very happy to work with Google. I would be very happy to work with Amazon. I would be happy to work with the Elon Musk company. Because of what they have a very good structure, and they are the reputation of the company. And definitely for us like lecturers, definitely if you've been offered to teach in Harvard or Cambridge, or been offered to work in UCLA or maybe Oxford, so definitely that would be someone dreams that if we can get to work with this kind of company. So these are the factors or the tenets that is going to be inviting people, to entice people to come to work with that company, right? So the last is the dimensions about workplace well-being. So we have informal and we have formal workplace. Now at the moment, I believe everyone is actually working at home, provided with good internet connections and bandwidth, and workplace well-being is among the essential, in order for us to work in a healthy mind. Now at the moment, we are working in front of computers. Like last time, we worked like 9 hours, 7, 8, 9 hours. Today, because of the pandemic COVID-19, we have to work more than like 16 hours. Like me, I work more than 16 to 18 hours. 8 o'clock in the morning, maybe after Subuh, and after that until 11, 12 o'clock, maybe 1 o'clock in the evening. So the numbers of hours is actually increased. But however, this is something that we have to manage. We have to manage ourselves in order for us to work in this kind of condition. It's very challenging. I believe my fellow friends around here, you find difficult, not to say difficulties, a challenging time when you have to watch and you have to look at the monitor like more than 16 to 18 hours a day. All right. So employee retentions, this is the another dimension, that is how we retain. To retain excellent employee is not easy. Because people keep on like, this is what we call as a brain drain, where people from other countries actually looking for an excellent employee for them to work with them. So for that reason, the numbers of professionals experts actually going abroad. Because of what? Because they've been enticed. Because the first one, I'm talking about structures, I'm talking about compensation, I'm talking about the procedure, I'm talking about reputations. So that's why they move to other countries. right? So this is the literature review. So, so as sorry, as I mentioned before, these studies actually we did these studies in Klang Valley, the hub of Malaysia, where we're talking about 7 million people actually resides in Klang Valley, Selangor, Putrajaya, and of course Wilayah Persekutuan di Wilayah Persekutuan Kuala Lumpur. So this is the numbers that I have for the 47 hotels responding. Yeah, not many of them responding, but we try hard to get. And sampling, community sampling adopted, right? So 3 types of data analysis procedure is employed. Of course, the perimeter analysis, I think you know about this. Multiple regression, we're talking about numbers because we are involving moderating variables, and of course the process, we're looking at the moderating variables. Yep, variables. Right. So basically, this is the numbers of the demographic that we have for the research. Yeah. So next, the standard deviation for employee engagement, for employee performance, and of course the employee retention. So I don't have to go further for this. The next one, this is the predictor. So I'm looking at the employee engagement predictor, employee performance. Yeah. So looking at the employee engagement as a predictor to the performance, we have actually employee performance is actually when we have the structure, we have the framework. It's actually the employee performance becoming the moderating. But for this, we are looking at this. So yeah, all right. And employee performance looking at the employee retentions, right? And so this is the overall. Yeah, this is the mediating variable, employee performance as the mediating variable, so employee engagement and employee retentions. So this is the numbers, this is the scores of the beta, R square and lower, and definitely this is the summarization of the hypothesis. So we have 3 hypotheses for this disease, and we have sub-hypothesis A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And for your information, for the employee engagements, it's not all that's actually fully supported. Yeah, working environments not supported for performance. Yeah, from the sampling. The teamwork not supported. Yeah, this is something that we have to look into. Yeah, and of course the workplace well-being is a positive support. So this is the findings that we have. And for the hypothesis number 2, there is a positive relation between employee performance and employee retention. It's fully supported. And of course, the hypothesis number 3, employee performance mediates the relationship between employees' engagement of implementation. So it's actually all that same, like partially mediated the relationship. So as a conclusion, for this, looking at the presentation for today and looking at the research, we are talking about there are rooms for improvement for this research, and definitely the variables that we have, and of course the methods, and especially right now you cannot simply just go to the hotels. You have to I have been to the process of collecting data face to face in the hotels. This is one of the most challenging part of collecting data from the respondents, where you cannot simply go and barge into the office and looking for and asking for, okay, could you please participate in our study? Because some of the companies, some of the hotels actually, they don't really participating in kind of study. However, we got numbers of respondents for that. So we hope that this study can basically, we hope that this study can enhance, can basically improve our industry. So this is actually mainly to improve our service, because we are talking about, we would like to be as like Thailand, like Singapore, Philippines, Brunei, like Malaysia. We are looking at the premium tourists to come to our country. Yeah. So therefore, before you provide that service, you need to see because you see the service is just like a tip on icebergs. It's actually behind the tip of the iceberg, under the water. Is actually, you're talking about one big effort you have to do in order for you to produce excellent or premium service to the definitely international tourists. I've been to Thailand, yeah, it's excellent. I've been to Indonesia, excellence. Malaysia is very excellent, and many of the countries actually try their best in order for them to give the best service of providing a service that's actually up to this international standards. To conclude, yeah, one example in Switzerland, you're talking about premium tourists. They only open for 6 months and they close for 6 months. That 6 months, yeah, 6 month income is actually equivalent to 3 years income for other countries. So with that, thank you very much, and I hope you all enjoy the presentations. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you.
You actually did around more than 20 minutes.
I'm sorry.
It's okay, Doctor.
Being the first, right? Being the first, so yeah, just to the mood, yeah, to elevate the mood of the friends. Okay, so
Interesting title.
any question, or maybe we should move to another session, another presentation. Was that it?
I don't have any questions.
So we proceed with another presenter.
Yeah, okay.
All right. So the second presenter is no question. I try to make it fast. We're talking about like you are having like numbers of hours, yeah, lecturing, and this is like 10 minutes is not enough for me to explain everything. All right.
Actually, Doctor, I have one question.
Sure.
Instead, it's not question, but it could be a further research.
Yeah.
I just wonder if, let's say, the sampling of the respondent, let's say we sample a particular level of respondents, for example, management, or maybe these supporting staff. So perhaps their expectation could be different.
Yeah.
I mean, the result would be different, because what I can imagine is like maybe these supporting staff, they are looking for, it could be salary, I'm not sure. And perhaps for management staff, they might be looking for other things like team building, other than salary, or maybe other than environment. They might be looking for a different, expecting for a different environment or different point of view when they are working in a organization.
Yes.
So maybe if, let's say, in a future research, maybe we can have different sampling.
Yeah.
So it could be a comparison study, I guess.
I agree with you. I agree with you. Totally agree. Because if you do research, it's something that is not the end of the world. You have to go further, and you have to further improve that research. So that's why when we conduct the study, I said we have to stop at this point, because we cannot do everything, because we have the limitations that we have. Every researcher is actually part. I think most of you, the researcher, author, you have these difficulties, right? Because of the time, because of the monetary budget, and whatsoever. So that's why we have to. This is the point of doing research, where we have to improve from time to time. So thank you for your comment. Thank you. Right. Lovely. All right. So one presenter. So any more, or maybe we proceed with another presentation. So we move next one.
Can I ask one?
Yeah, please.
Question?
Panuro.
This is not just the question. Maybe I just want to know, with the current situation, we know there's impact with the tourism sector. And then now we talk about the employees' retention. So how this sector want to retain the employees, at the same time, there's a retrenchment of the employees in order to manage the company's costs. So I just want to know, maybe there are further study from you that can share. Thank you.
Thank you, Panuro. We are talking about now at the moment. It's not that a company. Yeah, thank you. That's a very good question. I have that thing in mind. I said it's not because of the the company would like to make. I don't like to use the word. It's actually to retrench the employee because of the pandemic. It's actually forcing the company or the hotels or any other company like service industries, actually forcing them to retrench the employee because of the situations. This is like I mentioned before, this is unprecedented event where this is something that we cannot, this is beyond our control. Even our countries actually cannot control this because this is a world pandemic. So we are looking forward for us to move from pandemic to endemic. Yeah, we are looking forward for that. So now at the moment we're talking about 70% of Malaysian. I don't know about the from people, our fellow friends from Thailand. About 70 something percent people in Malaysia been vaccinated for the first and second dose. So my concern is, I would like to promote as well here today is if you are not vaccinated, so please go and get the vaccine so we can reopen the economy. So domestic tourists, yeah, today, I think today the meeting from the four ministers is going to decide whether we can go and then we can travel interstates. So after that, maybe we can travel inter-country. So maybe to go to Thailand. I'm looking forward to go to Thailand. I think most of you looking forward to go to Indonesia. Looking forward to go to Vietnam. So what we can do is to achieve the herd immunity at the moment. So to answer your question, Puan Nurul, it's not because of the company do not want to retain them because of the situation. I have a discussion with my friends, yeah, from the travel agency, from the hotels. Yeah, I have many friends actually now actually working in this industry. Talking about they cannot do anything because they don't have income, they don't have revenue, so they have to they cannot pay the salary because hotel industry, accommodations, travel agencies, they are really rely 100% on the what do you call the money or the revenue from the customer. I have friends who are basically own 30 buses, tourist buses, 30. So now my friend have to sell this 30 bus, about 30 buses. They have to sell it because nobody is going to use the bus. Yeah. Now he's actually from T20. Now he's actually our friend from Thailand. B40 and T2020 is actually from the rich people, not just the rich. The amount of money is about 20,000 income, but B40 is about below 2,000 something. So now they are becoming B40, not T20. So that's why a policy need to be looked into, looking at how people change from T20 to M20, M40, and 20 to B40. So this is one big challenge that need to be managed not only by Malaysia, I think by all over the world. I think especially our fellow countries like Thailand and Indonesia, yeah, Korea, Japan, and whatsoever. So yeah, that's my answer, Puan Nurul, for your question. Thank you for the questions.
I have one question, maybe
Yes.
related to the further study in the future.
Yes.
I would like to suggest that maybe this paper or for the further study should involve with another sector, like the government policy or any organization that related to government to drive the business, like social security. They also have a big impact to involve in the employment role as well.
Agree. Thank you, Mr. Chair Deksak from Thailand. Thank you very much. Yep, I agree with you. It's actually because job retentions, employee engagements, performance is actually from our service industry, from the government. Everyone is actually doing this. So we cannot run for it because performance is actually, you're talking about performance, you're talking about retentions, you're talking about work engagement. Is actually they are intertwined. Yeah, they're intertwined. So thank you, Mr. Deksak. Am I mentioning it right, Mr.
Yes,
Chair?
yeah, correct.
Yeah, thank you. All right. So any more question? We go to another presenter. Am I? Okay. All right. So it's actually Encik Muhammad Syafiq is actually putting there. Encik Muhammad Syafiq. So next presenter.
I think it's me.
We go to the first. Okay. Without further ado, please welcome Mr. Deksak to present the paper.
Let allow me to share my screen. Do you see my screen?
Yes, yes.
Yes, you can see it. You can see it.
All right. สวัสดีครับ and good morning, greetings to chairperson, expert, and all participants. I am Sharsak Manakit Paisan, a PhD candidate, major in Integrated Tourism and Hospitality Management at Graduate School of Tourism Management, International Institute of Development Administration, Thailand. Please allow me to present my conceptual paper topic, which is Thai Hotel Organization Competencies Model for International Business Development. For over a decade, the hospitality industry has developed to accommodate explosive growth and dramatically changing consumer demand, economic environment, and substantially driven society. The rapid growth of tourism and development of tourism and hospitality industry has contributed economic benefit globally. And recently, the world of tourism and hospitality industry has shifted from Europe and North America to Asia. So it's also generally observed that Asia hospitality and tourism brands are associated with high-quality services. And there are several forms of accommodation expanded to Thailand market and also in Asia market, right? And most of the well-known brands which emerged from international hotel chain or hotel operators such as Marriott, Hilton, Accor, and there are several. But now that we have several famous Thai hotel brands in the international market, but lacking of awareness and recognition from the investor. And there are not many Thai hotel organizations that have capability to expand its business internationally. The new business opportunity and expansion in the foreigner countries, it may help to generate more income, currency circulation, and improve overall economic to the country, not just only in Asia, in any country in the world. And the hotel business that focus on hospitality services and need to understand its competencies, which is very important, typically required for organizations that ensure the organization will provide the best services to customers. The aim of this conceptual paper is to develop theoretical model of Thai hotel organization competencies for international business development. While previous studies are analyzing it obvious that hotel organization competency research are may slightly progress over a decade, particularly the area of international business development. Besides, hotel organization competency aim to have a directly beneficial effect on international business. A review of existing literature was carried out to gain a better understanding of organization competencies in the hotel business, which is mostly acceptable from the international academics from the previous year for the decade. To analyze academic gap, the relevant past research can be classified into 5 research areas, which are the domestic hotel, international hotel chains, internationalization, business competency, and business development. It is clearly seen that hotel organization competency research was not much progressing about the hotel business development. The study will use the hotel organization competency aspect by the qualitative research method by using face-to-face technique and content analysis was
He has connection problem.
I think so.
Yes, I think he has connection problem.
Saturate for a while. This is the circumstances that we have to face, even it's normal circumstances. And
Mr. Shesa has left the meeting.
I think we would like to reconnect again. So going out and going in again. 60 seconds.
And the slide is not moving actually, but during his presentation.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
The slide is actually not moving, right, during his presentation.
Okay. All right. All right.
Can anyone get him? Is anyone contacting him?
The secretary, do you contact this presenter?
I'm sorry, but I'm still trying to look for his contact.
Oh,
Okay.
or maybe Mr. Shafiq, we can move to the third presenters for a while. Maybe.
Yeah, I guess,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah.
So we would like to welcome Encik Muhammad Zul Fadli to present his paper. So please welcome Encik Muhammad Zul Fadli.
Okay, allow me to share my screen. Okay, Assalamualaikum and very good morning to Dr. Johan, the respective jury and also the fellow audience and also presenters. So my name is Muhammad Zulfadli bin Ibrahim. So for today, I will share our research regarding on the topic on the sexual harassment impact on the females employees' mental and also physical health. So here are my colleagues in my research team. So all of us are from UITM Penang campus. Right, so here are my outlines of the presentations. So I will start my presentation with the introduction first, and then continue with discussing on the dimensions in this study, and then on the methodology parts, and I will discuss on the findings, also results, and the last part will be in terms of the conclusion of the study. So shall I start with the introduction first? Sexual harassment is a form of intentional favors or requests for sexual favors that may contribute discomfort to the individuals, in which the targeted individuals may not be aware in certain cases, and also unconscious about the situation, especially among the females within the workplace. So sexual harassment actually can be in the form of something that maybe someone could not aware about it. It could be in terms of staring, which make other people's uncomfortable, or inappropriate sexual gesture, command, jokes, for example, or also could be in the form of unnecessary touching. So, Henning, in his research, defined the sexual harassment as any style of unwanted verbal, non-verbal, or physical conduct of a sexual nature occurs with the aim of effects of violating the dignity and also of an individual, particularly when creating an intimidating, hostile, degrading, humiliating, or offensive environment. So in the hospitality industry, we are talking about hotel industry, front desk staff, which are mostly female staff, frequently find their roles sexualized when they are responsible to provide room service, which their friendliness can be misunderstood as seducing. So the consequences of the sexual harassment could give certain impact in terms of resulting in a low job performance. This also may result in a low self-esteem or self-confidence on the victims. This also may lead to the stress of the victims, which may lead to future problems such as smoking, alcoholics, drug problems, and so on. So the objective of this study is to determine the relationship of awareness, the gender discrimination, and also the improper behavior of sexual harassment towards the impact of mental and physical health in the hotel industry. All right. So these are my dimension in our study. So the first dimension is regarding on the awareness. There had been a lack of comprehension among the workers about the offense of harassment in the current workplace, which agreed by with respect to awareness. So like I said before, awareness, sometimes we didn't aware that our behavior are considered as a harassment. Sometimes in our industry, in our hospitality industry, it's a normal norms to have a different kind of gender, such as a man and also woman, working in the same environment. And sometimes there are some dirty jokes, some bad comments, body shaping, for example, are being thrown out by others. So this move or this action are actually considered to be as a harassment. So gender inequality prevails when women are treated less favorably or incur unacceptable unequal treatment with the workplace. So females have the highest chance for sexual harassment, which mostly among men when who initiate this immoral behavior. This was found by Lee in his research. So Hardis in 2019 found that the employees who initiate the sexual harassment attitude primarily conducted verbal sexual harassment show 53% of men and only 35% of women reported having made inappropriate remarks, jokes, expression, or glance at someone at works for nearly years. So now let's move to the impact on the mental and also physical health. So talking about the mental and also physical health, we are talking about the emotional stability of the victims. So mental health of a psychological health are described by the WHO is a state of being healthy in which the person understands his or her own capabilities, which can manage the pressure of working life and can also work effectively in the society, thus can contribute to his or her society. So when we are talking about mental capabilities of ability to do some decision making, ability to think, for example, ability to communicate well, for example. So by having this harassment in our surrounding could give us some bad impacts toward this problem, and this harassment also could lead to the poor health lifestyle, for example, making the victims more stressful, and also may lead to the future problems such as alcohol, drugs, and so on. All right. So my methodologies, this study actually was conducted at Langkawi, Kedah, on one establishment. So the respondent was from that particular establishment. A convenient sampling had been used in this study, and for the instrumentation, the question are being adopted from previous studies from the Bingham-Escher, Dedrick, Aman, and also Fiat. A form of multiple choice, also linear scale question was being used in this study. And the respondent for the study is the questionnaire was distributed around 150 in that particular organization, and the response rate is we can only get 98%. Respondent. So here are the sampling profile from the 98 respondent that we get. It came from 5 area, which is the F&B department, the spa and also the creation, the front office, the housekeeping, also the managerial levels. So all the respondents definitely are the female workers from that particular hotels. So here are the result, the hypothesis testing of that particular result. So we are measuring in terms of the relationship between the dimension with the impact on the mental and also physical health. So in terms of awareness, it shows, the result shows that it have a significant relationship which are around 65.9% towards the mental and also health capabilities. For the gender discrimination, the respondents agree around 87% of the respondent agreed that gender discrimination also have a good positive relationships towards the mental and also physical health. For the behavior, we are talking about the improper behavior of a sexual harassment towards the impact on the mental and also physical health. It contributes around 73.2%. All right. So the discussion. So the findings together illustrated that all correlation coefficient in this study have been endorsed. There is a significant relationship among those variables. The study concludes that there is a positive relationship among awareness, gender discriminations, as well as the improper behavior towards the mental and also physical health. This is a resemblance with the prior findings. On the previous finding from the Lee from Mensa in their study also, implying awareness of sexual harassment plays a role in influencing a physical and also mental health among the employees. Now, for the second dimension, which are the gender discrimination, hospitality industry was similar to most other prominent business industry in that men dominated in the leadership position that were available. In the hotel industry, normally we are having somehow rather an equal distribution of a gender, which are men also and a woman. So in addition, a gender discrimination has become a crucial challenge for the female employees in surviving in the industry for a long-term position, whereby our industry required a physical task. So it is quite challenging for the woman to perform that task, especially in the housekeeping department or other department. So based on the result, there is a significant relationship between gender discrimination and the impact of the sexual harassment on the mental and also physical health of the female employees in the hotel industry. So previous research, such as in the Bart and the Lee, Keswa, and so on, also implying the gender discrimination plays a role in influencing physical and also mental health among the employees. For the third dimension, which are the improper behavior of a sexual harassment. So the study has shown that it has a significant relationship, positive relationship. So the value of the Crombie alpha is 0.797. The victims of the sexual harassment can suffer significant psychological effects, which are the anxiety, depression, headache, sleep disorder, weight loss or gain, low self-esteem, and also sexual dysfunction. So the respondent agreed that behavior of the sexual harassment negatively impact on the female employees' mental and physical health. This is a resemblance with the prior findings, implying whereby the behavior plays a role in the influencing physical and also mental health among the employees. All right, so for the conclusion, Suffering a sexual harassment is one of the gravest situation for a person to face at the workplace. So it's a for the management, it's quite challenging to create a secure and also safety workplace for the workers. No workplace is invulnerable to sexual harassment, and deficiency of reported case does not necessarily mean that they have not occurred. So, in fact, in 2019, it was reported in one of our newspaper, which are the Star. It said that from 1,002 respondents, whereby they are conducting some research, it is only the percentage of only 51% of the victims are reporting or sharing their experience of the harassment with their families, and from that figures, only 15% have courage to report it to the police. So this percentage actually showed that the in our society, especially in Malaysia, to report this particular case is quite you need to have some courage to do that, because of in certain cases, harassment is normally being conducted by a person with a power or with a person with a high authority, for example. So people are afraid to report it because they know that in the future there must be some actions are being taken on them, so they are afraid to report it. So it's quite challenging for them. So it's crucial for the organization to understand the main element of the physical working environment, which includes behaviors, body language, verbal or non-verbal communication that may affect the mental and also physical. So this study also would provide an understanding of the nature, the severity, and also frequency of a sexual harassment in the workplace, and could also encourage the initiatives to empower and train up personnel, minimize the risk to both employees and the organization, and ensure that everyone is participating. Despite the gender, success of an organization is mostly depending on how willingly and efficiently the workers are performing their tasks or jobs. Last but not least, a happy worker definitely will contribute and encourage to the organization successfully and also sustainability. So with that, I think that's all my sharing session. Thank you very much. I open to the floor if there are any question.
Right. Question from the floor.
Okay, Assalamualaikum, Mr. Zul.
Yes.
I just want to know more further about your study, because once we talk about the impact, for sure,
Mhm.
the female experience sexual harassment, I believe that is the most appropriate respondent. So
Mhm.
since here there is 150, means that 150 confirm involved in this sexual harassment case, rather than if we select the respondent, other respondent, female respondent that do not experience, it's just a perception, it's just a perceive. Because for victims that experience this sexual harassment, their mental and psychological impact for sure different than for those who perceive sexual harassment. So do you identify the respondent based on their case, their successful report to the management, or
Uh,
just a group of female that perceive sexual harassment?
Thank you,
Thank
Puan.
you.
For our research, basically, we are conducting in terms of measuring the dimension of awareness among the workers at the hotel. So, a pre-screening question has been asked to the respondent, to the future respondents, on either they are aware with the harassment part in the hotel, exercising in the hotel. So, at this stage, we are focusing on distributing the questionnaire towards one establishment only, which are the that particular five-star hotel, because we believe that those five-star hotel are exercising a good SOP in terms of working environment. So that's the only reason why we are distributing the questionnaire, to see either the respondent are aware with the harassment happen around them in that particular establishment.
Okay. Well, maybe next questions from the floor. Any question from the floor? Okay. So thank you, Mr. Zul, for
Okay, thank you, Dr.
excellent presentation from you. So we would like to continue with Mr. Cherdetsak. Are you
All
ready?
right.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm ready.
Proceed. Just proceed. Continue whatever you are
All
presenting.
right, thank you. I'm so sorry, everyone, for my technical problem.
Sorry.
I will show you a
Don't worry.
screen again. So please allow me to turn off my camera. Maybe it helps.
Yep.
All right. Good morning and greeting the participant, expert, and all participants. I am Chersak Mlikit Paisan, a PhD candidate major in Integrated Tourism and Hospitality Management at Graduate School of Tourism Management, National Institute of Development Administration, Thailand. So please allow me to present my conceptual paper topic, which is Thai Hotel Organization Competencies Model for International Business Development. Over the decades, the hospitality industry has developed to accommodate explosive growth and dramatically changing consumer demand, economic environment, and substantially different society. The rapid growth of tourism and development of hospitality industry has contributed economic benefit globally. But recently, the world of tourism and hospitality industry has shifted from Europe and North America to Asia. It also generally observed that Asian hospitality and tourism brands are associated with high-quality services. It has altered the image of hospitality go beyond the region. And nowadays, there are many forms of accommodation expanded to Thailand and also expanded to Asia as well. But mostly a well-known brand which emerged from international hotel operator or hotel chains such as Marriott, Hilton, and so on. And there are several forms of Thai hotel brands in the international level, but lacking of awareness and recognition from the investor. And there are not many Thai hotel organizations that have a capability to expand its business internationally. So we've seen that it is an opportunity for expansion in foreign countries that may help to generate more income, currency circulation, and of course to improve overall economic to the country. The hotel business mainly focus on the services and they need to understand its competencies, typically required for organization to ensure that the organization will provide the best service to customer. The aim of this conceptual paper is to develop the theoretical model of Thai hotel organization competencies for international business development. While previous studies are analyzing, it is obvious that hotel organization competencies research has made slight progress over the decade, particularly the area of international business development. Furthermore, hotel organization competencies aim to have a directly beneficial effect on the international business development. A reviewing of existing literature was carried out to gain a better understanding of organization competencies in hotel business, which is mostly acceptable from international academics. From a decade to analyze academic gap, the relevant past research can be classified into 5 research areas, which are domestic hotels, international hotel chains, internationalization, business competency, and business development.
Sorry,
Yes.
I'm sorry, Mr. Chitsa. Your slide is not moving actually.
It is clearly seen that hotel organization competencies research work was not much progressing about hotel business development. The study will use the hotel organization competencies aspects by the qualitative research method by using face-to-face technique and content analysis was used to analyze the data.
Sorry, Mr. Chitsa.
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt. Your slides are not moving.
Oh, really? I'm sorry. Maybe I should share this one. This one much more better. I'm so sorry.
It's okay, it's okay.
Okay. Maybe let's move on from here. For the originality and value of this paper, As I mentioned, this research developed a theoretical model of Thai hotel organization competencies for international business development, which can be used as a tool and strategy for hotel business development. The research question for this study is: what are the competency factors of Thai hotel organization for international business development? According to the study finding, it is essential to create Thai hotel organization competencies, which comprise of 4 components, which are environment, operations, customer satisfaction, and service quality. It is vital idea for international business development, owing to the critical core components that contribute to the development of Thai hotel organization competencies. The hotel organization can use to understand the competencies of their business and need for advancement in the future. A paper proposed theoretical model of Thai hotel organization competencies for international business development, which comprises of 4 components. First of all, environmental aspect, and there are several factors that related to environmental aspect, which are organization culture, information technology, information collecting ability, cooperation relationship. For the second one, operation aspect, which are adaptability, timeliness, communication quality, and flexibility. For the third one, customer satisfaction aspect, concerned with customer complaint rate, fulfillment rate of customer order, on time delivery, response time to demand. And for the last one, satisfaction and resource efficiency are mainly studied on service quality aspect. For the research implication, of course, this one is theoretical implication to propose a theoretical model of Thai hotel organization competency for international business development. And for practical implication, the Thai hotel organization stakeholders, and especially for the managerial position, entrepreneur or hotel owner, should be published and understanding its competency concept. For the social implication, this project will lead to the employment development and business capability. In order to gain the recognition international level, besides, it will help and enhance the opportunity to cooperate with neighboring countries to develop the employment flow among Asians, which under Asian Framework Agreement on Services in line with the target set under the Asian Economic Community Blueprint. For the research limitation, in the future, the awareness of COVID-19 circumstance is vital, as the pandemic may affect directly to the hotel business, and it may take time to recover. Therefore, the data collecting must be follow the new normal rules, such as social distancing and sanitation. For the future, studies may focus on prospective internationalization. For hotel business, as there are several Thai hotel organizations that have capability to expand its business internationally. Here at the end of my presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Open floor to question and answer. Any questions from the floor? All right, if there's no questions, thank you very much, Mr. Chinansang, for your
Thank you so much.
presentation. And so we would like to invite Mr. Ahmed Mansoor to present his research. Yeah. So please welcome Mr. Ahmed. You may proceed. Thank you.
Is it the slide is on?
Yep.
Okay.
Maybe we can see it.
Okay. Assalamualaikum and very good morning. Okay. Today I'm going to present about a paper of mine, which is to be or not to be a chef. This is a paper about to find the underlying cause why some of the culinary graduate don't want to be a chef and why some of them want to be a chef. Okay, this is the agenda for today. We start with introduction and we finish it with limitation and recommendation. Okay, the introduction. Okay, there are currently 83 higher learning institutions in Malaysia that offer culinary arts program. Okay, this means there's a lot of culinary graduate from all these higher learning institutions that produce culinary graduates. But in the meantime, the shortage of the local labor workforce force hotel to hire foreign worker, even though the foreigner is not their priority. The the insufficiency is reflected in the profound number of foreign workers employed in Malaysia service sector, which is more than 300,000 in 2019. Okay, so the problem is, despite the higher number of programs offered by the local higher learning institution, there's still insufficient of graduates that working in the industry, especially hospitality industry, and then this focus on culinary graduates. Okay, it appear that culinary graduates reluctant to work in the industry. Why? This is the way to find out why they don't want to work in the industry. Factor that influence or discourage culinary graduates' decision from pursuing their career in the hospitality industry need to be explored. Okay, we need to find out why they don't want to work in the industry, because the scarce in the local workforce is high. Okay, the objective of this research is the objective of this research is to aim to provide in-depth understanding of the factors that are important in culinary graduates' career decision. What are the factors that will decide their career decision? Okay, and then to find a way to reduce the country's dependency on foreign worker and eliminate problem caused by the foreign worker, like cultural pollution and social problem. Okay, this is the research method using qualitative investigation. Okay, use a cross-sectional study where investigation will only make at single point in a time. Okay, the population is only 12, 6 for chef and 6 for non-chef. All of the population is from culinary graduates from various higher learning institutions. Okay, the setting is placed on Klang Valley area, because that's from Madia Johanuddin explained before, that is the center of hospitality industry in Malaysia. Okay, then we use non-probability sampling method, particularly judgment sampling and snowball sampling. Using individual unit of analysis, and then the data was analyzed using thematic analysis. Okay, the finding. Okay, the responder is between the age of 23 to 31, and then 50% of the respondent is male and 50% is female. Okay, from the female, 83.33% of them is chef, and then 16.67% is non-chef. Is opposite as the female, as because the chef for the female is only 16.67, but the non-chef is 83.33%. Okay, this is the finding on the factor that decides their career decision from the analysis. Okay, the first one is the motivational factor, and then the second one is psychological factor, and we have the moderating factor between the motivational and psychological. Okay, the first motivational factor is the workplace environment at the hotels. Okay, it include the workplace condition and workplace safety. Okay, then the nature of the work itself. Okay, just like long working hours, shift work, and then of course the salary and wages. This is the motivational factor that decides the graduate's decision in to be a chef or not to be a chef. Okay, then in terms of psychological factor, This is the most important one, the passion and interest. Okay, and then the second one is external influence. Okay, sometimes salary and wages is not the only factors that decide, even though it is important. But if the passion and interest is high, it's not what it is what they're looking for in looking at career. It can overcome the factor like salary and wages and long working hours. Okay, then of course there is the external influence, which is influenced by the family member, friends, and the media. Okay, the media is very important nowadays, because nowadays there are a lot of media covering about the the chef career, just like Master Chef, cooking channel. We have a whole channel just for cooking, like AFC, Food Network. Okay, then of course there are moderating factor that decide between these two factor, which is the the gender. Okay, the gender is give a huge role in deciding whether they find and they want to be a chef or not. Okay, then the discussion for the motivational, it is aligned to the research made by a lot of researchers, just like Philip, Schultheis, and Blanstein. Okay, for the motivational. And then for the salary and wages, it is starting salary in Malaysia is relatively low. This is said by the representative of the Malaysian Hotel Association itself. Okay, for the psychological, Law and Yuan said that despite the remark for low salary, huge workload, and long working hours, chef respondents continue to work in the commercial kitchen because they are motivated by their passion and interest. All right. Then, family members are the most influential when it comes to graduate career choice, said by Wong and Liu. And then the third one is about the media. The good things shown by the media about chef life and work have somehow influenced them to be a chef, as the media usually show the only good side of the field. Okay. Okay, for the moderating research, the gender, it is supported by various researchers like Osset and Leck, which said that sector culture and stereotype dissuade women from entering certain occupation and profession, and marriage and motherhood also affect graduates' career decision. This is said by Marshall. And then, oh, sorry, it's the same one. Okay, this is the conceptual framework that we developed after we finished the analysis. The independent variable is motivational and psychological, and the moderating variable is demographic itself, to the dependent variable, which is to be chef or not to be a chef. Okay, the implication. For the theoretical implication, it provides much needed data on the factor that influence culinary graduates in choosing a career, and the information is important as it provides in-depth understanding that focus on culinary graduates alone. For the practical implication, the data found can be reviewed and improvised by the industry to decrease or eliminate the negative factor that made culinary graduates reluctant to pursue their career as a chef. Okay, lastly, there's a limitation and recommendation. The first one, the interviews conducted focus solely on chefs who work in the hotel organization. As we know, different organizations have different settings. So the setting of workplace can be used, different setting of workplace can be used in conducting future research, not only in the hotel organization. There may be in the restaurant operation, catering operation, fast food worker. Okay, then the second one is the research is conducted in the Klang Valley area. For future research, it is suggested that the researcher collect data from more respondents and from more various locations. The third one is For the non-chef participant, half of them is former chef and they change their career because of inevitable reason. Result could be more accurate if the respondent are the graduates who never and don't want to be chef at all. The factor discourage them to pursue career as a chef could be more rigorous. Future researchers should choose a respondent who never and don't want to be a chef at all to make the result more accurate. Okay, that's it from me.
Okay, I may just stay with your PowerPoint. Just stay with your PowerPoint.
All right.
Yeah, some point that I would like to comment on that. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
One last question. Any from the floor? Any question from the floor? Any question from the floor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm Chiu here. Good morning.
Morning.
I guess the I would say major problem. Error that you need to correct is about this sequence that you put your conceptual framework. Basically, conceptual framework should come before or right after your literature review, because it is about the idea of how you want to run your research. The framework, the idea of how you want to frame your research, it doesn't come after you have presented everything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because as for my understanding, if you have tested everything, so that should be your theoretical framework.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so the conceptual framework should come before you present.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
right?
this is my theoretical framework.
Yeah, that is the main error that I discovered.
All right.
But after all, it's
Thank
interesting. Thank you. Yeah.
All right. Any more questions from the floor? Okay, I would like to ask you questions about your sampling. Could you please go to your sampling? So, by the way, please send my regards to Norhaya in Dungun. Sampling. All right. So the numbers is 6. Yeah, 6 population, 6 chef. Okay, you are doing this on you are using inductive approach, right?
Yes, inductive approach.
Yes, not the deductive approach. So meaning say, let me would you please make me understand your interview, because this is the inductive approach. I know. I think that the Chu is talking about the it's supposed to be theoretical framework, so it's supposed to be in the front, not at the back. All right. So, did your theoretical framework or conceptual framework is coming out from your interview, or your interview is coming from your conceptual framework?
It's coming from the interview.
So, meaning to say, I would like to make a statement that you are correct for your approach, because in the qualitative approach, we're not talking about the mixed method. Yeah, we're talking about qualitative approach. That's why, for your information, for all the audience here, conceptual framework will come out after the interview. So I think I have to agree that this is correct. Yeah, this is correct, because with the inductive approach, it is actually vice versa in terms of deductive. Deductive, you employ theoretical framework first, or conceptual approach, then you come out with the numbers, the statistics. But the qualitative, you interview and then you
develop the framework,
and then you code and whatsoever, then you come out with that. So my question is, actually you are doing right now. My question is, so after, could you please show me your framework, please? This one is actually coming out from your interview, right?
Yeah.
All right. So it's actually it's not to put like this, but it's okay. It's okay. It's right. But the thing is, I think workplace environment, nature of work, patient interest is actually the main theme that is actually picked up from your interview, right? Yes. Yeah. So the thing is, so after this after the conceptual framework, so meaning so this is your work, and this is your novelty in your research. So after this, what is going to happen?
Yes. Sorry.
After this, after you have developed this conceptual framework, so what are you going through with this conceptual framework?
Okay, this data can use by the stakeholder in the hotel industry to know what's the factor that they cite, so then they can know better what graduates want, what's graduates don't want, such as the nature of work itself, the salary, and then also for the graduate who for the university can expose to the graduates what's the future career is all about. It's not all about cooking and all, and then so they can expose early to the graduates on what the industry is about.
Okay, my suggestion to you, Amir, yeah, you can use this conceptual framework where you develop a question on workplace environment. Yeah, you develop a question to nature of work, and then you develop a passion of interest. Yeah, maybe you can adapt or adopt from somewhere else, or maybe you can develop your own, because this model is yours. Yeah, yeah. Tell your supervisor Nurhaya, but Nurhaya is your supervisor, right?
No.
Nurhaya?
It's
No.
co-writer.
Co-supervisor, yeah?
Yeah.
Because Nurhaya is actually doing, I know she's very involved in qualitative research, yeah? Because she did a research on qualitative in one of the island in Sabah. So he's very much on what they call ethnography research. So therefore, if you would like to develop, of course, maybe you can run all your CFA, yeah, your EFA, explorative factor analysis, and you can run your CFA, the confirmative factor analysis, and to come up with questions just to confirm the questions. And my advice is this: you can basically, people can basically use your model in order for them to do the research, yeah. But however, you need to develop some of the things that I advise to you. I know this is the process of inductive approach. You're coming from nowhere, all the bushes, and then you come up with this. I know that. So this is actually, because I did on mixed method. So it's actually even if you do the mixed method, whether you are using applying 6 methods of mixed method, because it involves qualitative and quantitative approach. So therefore, this is just like my suggestions. Yeah. I mean, yeah. So that's all. I mean, from my point of view.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah. All right. Any more questions from the floor? Anyone? All right. So if there's no question, we would like to move to other next presenter. That is Miss Fadiatul, the co-host of this conference sessions. So please welcome Madam Fadiatul Azwafadi to present the paper. Please welcome.
Okay, thank you, Professor Dr. Johan. Let me share my slides first. Okay, can you see it, right? Alright. Assalamualaikum and good morning to the chairperson, juries, presenters, and fellow audience. My name is Fadiatul Azwafadi, and I am the presenter for the paper. And together with me with this paper is other co-authors, which is Dr. Wan Muslim. So, yes.
Sorry to interrupt you. Could you please make it full? I mean, a slideshow. Slideshow.
Okay. Okay. Alright, is it on right now? Is it clear?
it's clear, but it's actually under the mode of like you can see the small slides. So maybe you can do this slideshow. Just click in the point, the slideshow, and then full
But
presentation.
I already make it as a slideshow actually.
Okay, all right. Okay,
Maybe.
right.
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Right, let me do this again. Okay, let me do this again. Right. Assalamualaikum and good morning to the chairperson, juries, presenters, and also fellow audience. My name is Faziatul Azwar bin Zali. Together with me in this paper is the other co-authors, which is Dr. Wan Rusni and also Nur Akila. So our topic for the paper is the unattractiveness of chef career prospect after internship, and we focus on the underlying causes. Okay, this is what I will present today, which is from the background of the study until conclusion. Okay, let's go to is becoming more and more important in the Malaysian economy. Okay, I'm sorry, is my slide moving?
Sorry. Dear friends, I think do you think the slides not moving? Yes. Just confirming it. I was having the same questions. All right. Okay. Good.
Okay, is it's moving?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, background of the study. Okay, today we know that the hotel industry is becoming more and more important in the Malaysian economy. Okay, according to the Department Statistic Malaysia, food and beverages industry has recorded a staggering amount of 82.8 billion for gross profit only in 2017. And according to the Tourism Malaysia also, more than 25.95 million tourists visited also only in 2017. So through this figure, actually many people, including hospitality graduate students, are drawn to being part of the industry and also a determining factor for potential job seekers. However, the performance of the hospitality graduate students in the related market sector is very low, and they are now looking for ways to apply their job to the other industries. And a study conducted by the University of Leeds, UK, revealed that the hospitality industry is being hit by the job shifters and even venturing into different industries from their original course, which is it gives kind of a shock. Okay, and then Wendell and Watanasan 2016 even pointed out that the hotel industry has a very high turnover of employees and a waste of the reputation of well-trained personnel because it generates poorly paid jobs, unsociable working hours, and also low job satisfaction. Okay, the growing demand for the hotel staff and the shortage of skilled and professional workforce can actually transform the growing demand for the hospitality and educational programs, and it's actually to adequate prepare the workforce to meet the current and future demands of these expanding industries. Okay, therefore, to fulfill the demand supply gap of Malaysia, various industries, especially those driving economic transformation, the government has discovered the technical and vocational education and training, we call it as TVET, as the primary provider in preparing highly skilled human resource. So we know that students must compete in the industry, and they must be possessed with the related skills to succeed and cope with the market expectation. And actually future graduates and students are expecting a bright future and could be probably imagining a leisure working environment within the industry. Okay, however, there are job insecurity where the hospitality has lack of workers and replace them with low-wage temporary workers, and some business associations even now shift to technological advancement for AI or machines to survive in a rapidly evolving business environment. And as a result, the job security has reduced and it continued to have a very serious psychological effect. For example, in terms of long-term influence on their work attitudes and also behavior. And it also can lead to negative impact not only on the physical and mental health, but also can affect the family relationships. And we can say that there are quite a number of them struggling hard to stay working within the industry as they experience unexpected environment. For example, sexual harassment, bullying, violence, and work stress. Okay, and that, sorry, sorry, the slide is not moving. Okay, let me do this. Allow me to off my camera so that it will not disrupt the, okay. I am now on slide number 4. Okay, unexpected environment. Okay, let's move to the literature review. Okay, before that, let's begin dulu. From this unexpected environment and job insecurity, being said that numerous newbies within the hotel industry are quitting as days go by. So the study aims to investigate the underlying causes why the culinary students industrial changed their intention towards working in the hospitality industry before and after the industrial training. Okay, let's move to the literature review. Can you guys see my slide?
Sorry, Miss Faziatul. I think you have to share your slideshow screen, not PowerPoint screen.
I'm actually sharing
The slideshow, is it?
slideshow.
Oh, but we didn't see the slideshow mode from here.
Okay, jap. Okay, wait. Let me do this. Right.
Still the same, Miss.
How should I do this?
Or maybe you can just present from here, from PowerPoint. You can still see.
Can you guys see the slides clearly?
Yes, clearly.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm sorry for the technical problem. Okay, let's continue to the literature review. The first point is intention to work in the hospitality industry. So, students' intention towards the hospitality industry can be formed and affected if they have it before starting their career and facing the challenges while working in the industry, said from 2017. And fundamentally, when students enter any related course, they will have their initial intention or expectations that lead them to go and explore the course. For example, knowledge or the idea of what the course will be and what other skills implies in terms of technical and also social skills. Okay, the next point is level of interest and commitment. Okay, the level of interest of students comes from their experience and it will be determined whether students are keen or not keen to work in the hospitality industry after the industrial training. And students become less committed to a career in the hospitality field after the industrial training. And internship programs can provide both good and bad sides experience. And this experience of the internship program are pulling away from the desire and confidence of students to stay in the hospitality industry after graduation due to the programs fails to meet the student expectations. In terms of internship experience and participants' career decision making, the term of internship experience can be defined as students' previous event during the period of internship, and this practical activity will improve performance by gain knowledge and also develop skills by internship. And then students even may face difficulties in developing their interpersonal and also managerial skills during the internship. But this experience actually will be a significant factor for students as to decide to remain in the hospitality industry or not. Okay, the last literature review is employability skills or TVET, okay, where it is aims to cultivate a general human capital capable of facing any challenge, whether national or global, and to provide a well-trained workforce to meet the country's need in the labour market. And the success of this TVET can be seen when it makes a significant contribution to the government's agenda to make Malaysia a high-income country. Okay, for the research methodology, so this is the research okay, for the research design, this research uses quantitative methodology and also longitudinal study as it takes a period of time to conclude the result. Okay, and for the populations and sampling, we use purposive sampling method where the same group of students from the Diploma of Culinary Art is the population, and this is the final semester students who are about to go out for their internship. So the data collection process will be carried out twice, which are before and after the internship. And for the data analysis, we use PET sample test to examine or to discuss on the result before and after. And we use open-ended questions for the underlying reasons, and we use SPSS software. Okay, for the result and finding for PET sample test, okay, if you take a look here, the test yields for perception before and perception after is 4.047, where it is effective, it is significant. That the industrial culinary students' industrial perception before and after the internship is significant at the 0.05 level, where P is equal to 0.00, and for the intention before and intention after also is P equal to 0.05 level, 0.05 level, where is P equal to 0.00. So from here, from this result, actually it shows that the students' industrial perception and intention will change after they experience the industrial training in the hospitality industry. Okay, move on to the respondents profile results. So just like I mentioned previously, that this data collection is conducted 2 times, before and after the students' internship program. So these questions on the underlying courses is included in the survey after their internship, where students highlight some of the issues, for example, bullying, sexual harassment, hijab discrimination, long working hours, and also non-supportive working environment. So from here, we can see that most of the students agreed that long working hours, which is 81.4%, is the highest factor that make the students change their intention to work in the industry after the internship. Okay, and then followed by non-supportive working environment, which is 65.7%, and next is bullying, 57.1%, and then sexual harassment, 45.7%, and the least they agree on is hijab discrimination, is 31.4%. Okay, so this is the results details on previous results actually. So from here we can see how many female students and how many male students agreed. So for the long working hours that both female and male students agreed is 38 female students agreed on long working hours that changed their intention to work in the industry, and 19 male students agreed that long working hours changed their intention to working in the industry. I'm not going to touch this. Okay, let's go to the discussion. So finding from this study indicate that there is a significant difference in perception and also intention towards the chef career before and after the internships. So we know that the hospitality industry notoriously known for its turnover problem, and based on these findings from this research, these problems are still persistent in this industry, and it is a shame to see that the industry will continuously lose trained and high value human capital that will potentially help with the development of the industry in the future. Okay, the implication of this problem will continuously plug this industry if the industry continues with this current practice. Okay, and then problem related to the bullying and sexual harassment is a common problem in this industry, and it's actually continuously becoming a cancer that spread within the industry. Okay, we can say that discrimination towards hijabs should not be happening actually, especially for the back of the house training, because they don't have any direct contact with the guests. So actually discrimination towards hijab, whether they wear hijabs or not, it doesn't bother the guests. Okay, and then certain regulation that is still strongly upheld by the industry is no longer relevant, where dealing with the discrimination is in this era that upholds the value of freedom of differences. And this problem can be seen in the 5-star international hotels, as the employer must follow the headquarters who set the rules and regulations. So the regulators actually must set the policies to adhere to both their religious and also work requirements. And then long working hours, low salary and poor working conditions need to be examined critically by the public sector and even the business owners themselves. Okay, and this is stated by the STAR 2020. Human rights in the workplace such as bullying, discrimination and gender inequality should be enforced by the law. Okay, and any organization that fails to follow the guidelines must be reported to the relevant authorities for further action. Okay, and the long hours of working, if allowed to continue, it could result in terrible health for the employees and also their families. And even hijab discrimination actually, sorry for the previous answer, should not be happening in a country that claims to be an Islamic country such as Malaysia, because it's not acceptable and it is viewed as a breach of human rights. Okay, and to solve and to improve the situation of issue, there are some uh, we can say that attracting students with the proper working environment would build their interest to work in the industry. For example, the positive vibes that will lead to the perceptions of students of their choice of career. Okay, and by using mentorships, another common use strategy for career development supported by the alumni. So we know that most of the universities, they have their own alumni. So we can use this alumni, and both alumni and students should consider focusing on sharing and nurturing to promote professional and also knowledge information. For example, by talks, by giving tours, sharing experience and network linkage. And by utilizing this alumni, is actually a wide scale and low cost approach with a strong rate of return, where it is this network linkage with the alumni will cost exactly nothing for the university, but uh, it only touch the alumni times and also positive working attractions. Okay, next, if we take a look on the TVET, okay, TVET is an institutions that must be oriented to the needs of the labour market. Okay, a study by Lestari and Mahbubah found that implementation of education in terms of industrial work practices is more effective and significantly influence student job readiness before they enter the real industry. Okay, so institutions should planning and implementing such a strategy that might help a student develop communication skills of the culinary education and their readiness in terms of physical and also mental health. In terms of culture, it has become the culture of the industry when they treated the trainee or the students as the free labor. Okay, and instead of a new generation of a professional chef. Okay, and we know that trainees can contribute to the success of the business when they are trained to perform their jobs according to the industry standard. However, if the industry often expect that the new trainees to learn on job from the supervisors or the older employees, the rate of the production is low when trainees lack the knowledge, because we know that older employees or the supervisor, they have their own job to finish, they have their time, okay, specific time to finish their own job. So they will left the students or the new trainees to learn on their own. And when the students feel that they lost their confidence to perform their skills, this will lead to the production low production. Okay, in terms, okay, then we go to the conclusion. So from the culinary education side, continuous improvement is often made periodically to ensure that the graduate produce is according to current industry standard and expectations. As we know that universities will always um, provide internship experience for the students. Okay, students still need to go to the internship experience. Okay, because they need to expose to both hard and soft skill to facing them to for them to facing in their future challenges. Okay, but the industries, they need to view that the students can help them. Okay, and we know that students probably are still stuck with the same mindset of being a student. Okay, so this internship actually can help them to view the opportunity to learn. Okay, and this industry sometimes they not being able to cater to this need due to the various constraints and challenges. For example, time constraints, and then sometimes their staff itself, they don't want to share their knowledge. They don't want to deal with the new trainees because the older employees will think that this new trainees is some sort like their competitors. And we can see that from the non-supportive working environment, it's actually indicate either the unfriendly culture towards interns or the interns themselves fail to develop the working relationship and rapport, especially when dealing with the senior staffs. So if the organizations feel that the interns are the free labor, they will feel that there is no need to build a relationship with this intern. And because of this, they know that the interns will not come back and serve the organization in the future is almost non-existent. Okay, lack of toleration towards other cultures and core beliefs should be considered as discrimination and it should not be allowed to happen in the industries. And this all negativity is becoming the push factors for the potential interns to come back to the organization, and to make matters worse, if the negative experience will push away these interns from servicing the hospitality industry. By saying that, it is now the right time for the industry to revise its guideline related to the internship program to ensure that the hospitality career is seen as attractive among culinary school graduates. With that, I think that's all from me. Thank you. And I'm sorry for the technical problems.
Thank you, Madam Faziatul, for the presentation. Okay, I just would like to, before I, maybe any question from the floor? Any question from the floor? Okay, I tried to connect between Ami presentation just now and Faziatul presentation just now. We're talking about this one big issues that we're talking about. Before this, we're talking about to be a chef or not to be a chef, and this one we're talking about talking about the hijab as well. So I give one instance here from previous. You can read this from literature and previous. We're talking about in Europe, we're talking about people can basically work in that particular position for 20 to 30 years. So for example, being a waiter, they're becoming senior waiter, becoming a senior bellman or something, and they be able to travel all over the world by working as a bellman, as a waiter, as a chef, right? So because of what? This is because of the policy that they have, the structure that they have, the labor law that they have, and of course we are very young about this. We're talking about 1980s now 2000s, 150 years ago with tourism. They've been developed that for almost like 1 to 200 years. Yeah, the systems, the policy. Yeah, so that's why if we compare to them, like I mentioned just now, in Switzerland they open for 3 or 6 months. The income, the revenue is more like 3 years. Because you're talking about premium tourists, and of course, the policy that we have here in Malaysia, talking about a level of, talking about the, you can read it yourself. Yeah, you can buy the book, and the law that we have there is actually not actually cite us in terms of this. Yeah, I worked before in the hospitality industry before I joined. The academics, yeah, where the salary is about 160 ringgit as a bellman, 2 points, yeah, 260 something for the salary, yeah, and you have to perform the same as like the seniors for it. And basically working in the hotel in Malaysia is quite because I've been there, I've been into the situation before. You can get your salary is about 160 ringgit, yeah, basic salary and 2 points. So as for me, like single, last 10, 30 years ago, back in 1990, it's okay, but you have a family, yeah, you have a what you call commitment, you have loans, much money. This is something that need to be taken into consideration by the Ministry of Labour, or maybe from the Ministry of Prime Minister looking at the service industry. That's why the turnover rate is actually, I've written many papers about this, yeah. That's why the turnover rate is quite high in our hospitality. Not only here but abroad, but in Malaysia it's quite high. Because of this, the law does not affect us in terms of how are we going to work. So I'm not talking about, we have about 85, yeah, 85 institution. I mean 85, right? 85 institution, right? I'm talking about that providing.
83.
83, yeah.
Yes, qualified for MQA. Yeah, maybe.
So, the numbers of institutions that is actually producing graduates is about that much, and thousands of them being graduate from this. And however, the industry itself, yeah, in terms of compensation. I've written so much. Actually, my thesis is actually, my PhD is talking about this, talking about compensation, that the salary that we receive, yeah, we're talking about unculturations, we're talking about compensation, we're talking about the policy, we're talking about the structure. I've been working for almost like fighting for these 30 years of my journey as hospitality and tourism, working in industry and academics, talking about the silence should be improved by the hospital, by the hotels or whatsoever. Yeah, because the structure is the hotels. Yeah, they have investors, they have stakeholders. When they have stakeholders, yeah, so they need to, the return of investment of the stakeholders. They want percentage of their investment towards the hotel. So therefore, to increase the salary is I think, not to say impossible, it's possible, but the interference between the Ministry of Labor should be there. I mean, you discuss about, I mean, discuss about this. Fajar talking about hijab, yeah. I've been talking about this for many years, yeah. Yes, many years about this hijab, because there's nothing wrong, yeah. In Europe itself, some of the in France, yeah, in Slovakia, and they allow people to wear scarves and whatsoever. But this is something that need an interference by the ministry, yeah, just to assist the hospitality and tourism workers, the travel agencies, the hotel industries, and whatsoever. So that's my comment. It's not a question. It's just my comment from both, because I try to hold, because both of you are having the same topic, talking about chef, to be a chef, not to be a chef, and of course, Fajata talking about discrimination in the hospitality industry. This has been going on for many years. Yeah? I've been doing this. I've been fighting for this for many years, just to make sure that we have the same, like a doctors, like engineers, whatsoever. But we are also, we need to have this kind of uh, law that protects us in this, working in this sector. Because this is a very lucrative business. Billions of dollars is actually coming out from this. However, the employee has been given less salaries. All right, thank you, Aziatul. Any more comments from the floor?
Chiu again.
Yeah.
I guess most of the time we are looking from the perspective of employees when it comes to the such issues, for example, like headscarf and then staff turnover, salary, work environment, and so on. Perhaps we can also conduct a qualitative research, especially in getting information from the point of view of the employers, why such thing happen. Yeah, because it is not a new issue though in hospitality industry, but most of the time we are only looking at the point of view of employees. Okay, perhaps we can just do a cross check with the employers, but maybe it can be in a qualitative research. Thank you.
And just to add on, the employees, of course, the stakeholders, the ministry that involved in setting up the law, the policies, whatsoever. So they need to work together. It's just like doing, like Ami doing on inductive. So you need to have the key stakeholders, the expert, for you to get the full grasp of the what we should do, because we are talking about this is 2021. The same situation still happens, still here in our industry. Yeah, I think that's all from. I think that's all from me. Okay, so thank you very much for Fatiatul. So I mean, I have to. This is my last session. Is from me. So, all right, I was the opener of this session, and I'll be closing this with the presentation. So hold on. All right, so I'll share you. So the next presenter is me. All right. So I'll show you the PowerPoint slide. This is related to Faziatul and of course fellow friends. Yeah, presentations. So. Okay. Not this one. Sorry. This is the first one. Not this one. Okay. I think this one. All right, this is the one. Okay. not this one. This is the first one. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, this is the first one. Hold on. Sorry, my bad. Oh, this is the one, because it's similar. It's similar. All right. So, okay. Can you see my slide, friends? Yeah. All right. So the second presentation that I have today is about working engagement, working environment, job happiness. So this is my friends. Yeah, I can be a co-author for this paper. All right. So this is, I think, relates to the friends, the presenter just now. We're talking about happiness. Yeah? We're talking about job happiness. Yeah. So the issue of right. I can hear some. Right. Hold on. Not this one. All right. Okay. The issue of work engagement, job happiness were among highly discussed. So this is a topic that everyone is actually involved with. Yeah. Talking about satisfaction. We're talking about engagements. We're talking about the working environment. Two of the presenters have presented that this before, and we're looking at this how we see this. Yeah. Okay. Talking about the RASCI 2007, you're talking about 48% of Malaysians experience high stress. I believe everyone in this session today is actually having some sort of stress. Yeah, stress. Especially right now, we are talking about this pandemic. We have to work from home. We have to execute our job from home. And then, of course, the internet connection that we have. And, of course, the family, the children that we have. Yeah. So, of course, this contributing to the stress level. Yeah. Now at the moment. And we are talking about the employee, the employee who is actually satisfied. Yeah. Yeah. The satisfied employee is actually going to give good, give good positive outcome to the organization, right? So therefore, in order for us to win the customers out, of course, definitely we need to, like Barry and Parasuraman have written this in the competing through quality. Yeah, in his book 1992. We're talking about before you satisfy the employee, the customer, you need to satisfy the employee. This is actually been quoted by Tony Fernandez, back in several years ago. And people say that this quote is actually from Tony Fernandez, but I commented that it's actually not from Tony Fernandez. That is actually from Barry and Parasuraman. Barry and Parasuraman, Barry et al., Leonard L. Barry is actually conducting this research in terms of satisfaction, in terms of quality, back in 1973. I have a literature review that I conducted a research. So talking about giving customers satisfaction. Before you satisfy the customers, we need to bear in mind you need to satisfy the employee first, because the employee is actually the person who is actually provide the service to the customer. No service, bad review. Good service, good review. It's as simple as that. Yeah. Recently, we are talking about 12 ringgit Langkawi promotion tickets. Yeah, from anywhere from KL from KL to 12 ringgit. I said this is just a marketing tool. Yeah, marketing tool talking about 12 ringgit. After you have put all the charges, put the luggage and whatsoever, it's going to be like 100. And you times 6 person. Like me, I have six in my family. So you're talking about 600. One trip, another is 1,000. It's excluding. So these are the things. So the people, the customer is actually paying money. But of course, the most important thing is about the employee. The employee, how this employee is going to provide the service. Right? So as a result, employees who experience high levels of happiness at work gain 3 benefits such as high performance, job efficiency, and job effectiveness. Yeah, this happened to service industry, manufacturing, so whatsoever. So many say, if you are happy, you will be able to achieve this performance, efficiency, and effectiveness. Okay, next we go on. So this is the research problem that we come out with this research. Yeah, the first one. Yeah, we are talking about this research is actually conducted in 3 to 5 states just in Penang. Working environment can be defined as worker feels engaged with organization due to numbers of reasons. Yes, we engage, like us, we engage with the university, we engage with the company because several numbers. Of course, talking about compensation, we're talking about direct compensation, we're talking about indirect compensation, and other reasons. Yeah, there are reasons for that. Secondly, the place we work, the surrounding, the system, policies, and structure, and process called work environment. So I think Faziatul and Amin talked about this before. We're talking about this, the system, the policy, structures, and procedures that entice people to with that kind of organizations. And the third dimension is about happiness. Yeah, happiness. Everyone here, I believe when you work in a particular organization, you would like to be happy. How? Why? When are you going to happy? Oh, there must be a reason why you are happy with the organizations. Yeah. So therefore, the performance, satisfactory, productive can be produced if you are happy. This is essentials. This research on organizational behavior been conducted by many researchers on organizational behavior, psychologists. Yeah, back in 1960s, 1970s, talking about happy. Yeah, we're talking about. I'm giving you one example. Google in the United States, they are. The majority of the employees actually happy, 90% happy. You can read from the journals, yeah. Because of what? They are very good in terms of the policy, structures, procedures, whatsoever. That supported their company to become one of the most profitable company in the world. Yeah, Amazon, Google, some of the companies that I can mention. Yeah. So in this research, so we put this work engagement and working environment to the framework of the happiness. We looking at this. All right. So 3 components in work engagement is about dedications, vigor, and absorptions. Yeah. Dedication about someone dedication towards the organizations. Vigor, you're talking about inspiring conditions when an employee devotes himself. Meaning to say that if the place, the organization is a place that you like to work, is you tend to provide more than 100% of your time. Because like me, say for example, even though the university said you have to work like 8 hours whatsoever, but because of we are very engaged with the university, we work more than 8 hours, up to 16 hours a day, sometimes 20 hours in one day, right? Because of what? Because we feel that we feel engaged with the university, we feel engaged with the company, we feel engaged with the organizations. Absorption is simply indicated and absorbing interesting, yeah. Full concentration on work, yeah, happily grows in work as time passes according to one's perceptions, yeah. People perceptions, difficulties, and attachments, yeah. Right. So this is also some part of the of work engagement. The next dimension is working environment. Working hours mentioned by Faziatul, mentioned by Ame. Yeah, job safety and security. Yeah, we talk about salary, fringe benefits, bonus, overtime, job union, blah. Yeah, and the next one is about relationship with co-worker or peer. Yeah, among employee to employee and employee to employer. Right. So these are some of the environment that we have to. This is everyday day-to-day routine. Yeah, and definitely the next one is. Next stimulates top management under the document. And the next one is about job happiness. Yeah. So a classic literature by Barry Person, I mentioned it before, so that in order to make sure that the customer is happy and delighted towards, yeah, happy and delighted. When you are happy, then you become delighted. And organization is obliged to make sure that the employee is happy. In other words, a happy employee makes a happy customer. This is written 1991. It's actually there is one journals by Leonard Elberry and Paraswaraman back in 1970s. They reiterated, they reiterate this the word job happiness. So methodology, we are doing quantitative research. 270 questionnaires were deployed with 78.6%. So all these pretest normal, what we call as a normal examinations or analysis that is conducted in the quantitative research. Yeah. All right. So this is the demographic. Yeah. Demographic. Yeah. I think basically this is the most important is about this mean. I would like to go straight. This is all the mean, is the deviations, and all right. So this is the one that actually we try to stress. Yeah. Yeah. We are talking about. I'm examining the relationship between work engagement and towards jobs happiness. Yeah. From here we can see that they are positive relationship. Yeah. Square is about 0.86. Yeah. And the ANOVA is talking about the 0.9, of course. And for the coefficient is talking about beta 0.9, 0.8, and the beta is 0.9 to 8. Yeah. So for the linear regression analysis for between working environment towards job happiness, we can see here the R square again is about R square is about 0.8, and of course the ANOVA is talking about the 0.1, and definitely a standard coefficient for beta is 0.1. Yeah, 0.916, and this is the abbreviation. So, this is the simplified. So, from two hypotheses offered in this research, yeah, the R value and the beta, yeah, basically the majority of the hypothesis is supported, yeah, supported working hours whatsoever. So, two hypotheses supported: work engagement towards job happiness overall, yes, supported. And H2 working environment towards job happiness. Right. The key point that I would like to pinpoint here is about the what makes us happy. Yeah. I think we've discussed this since this morning about working environment, or we're talking about working engagement, we're talking about job satisfaction, we talk about why people do not want to work with us, why people don't want to work with the hotels as a chef, be or not to be a chef, why people have some discriminations in the industry whatsoever. So my main concern right now here is like I mentioned just now previously, yeah, we're talking about how are we going to see this to rectify the problem, or to make sure that the job satisfaction issues actually can basically assist us or appear in organization. I worked in the hotel industry before, yeah. To say happy, not to say happy, if like one scale from 1 to 10, if you ask me whether I'm happy, I'm not to say I'm happy, I'm not say that I'm not happy, but it's like if you use the Likert scale, like 1 to 4, it's like 4 to 5, something like that, because of course the salary, working hours is long, yeah, the load is definitely is actually this is the dynamic of this situation where long hours workload is actually the main issues. So besides the mobility and money, we're also limitations. Okay, so this is the limitation that we face. Yeah. So to conclude, yeah, the first happiness index. Yeah, you have the happiness index outline. Prerequisite is to make sure that the employee is happy at work. A happy is not only benefit the emotion but also bring good to the society. Meaning, you see that happiness is one of the, I can say, I don't know about the others, but I can say happiness can make basically promotes productivity, yeah, feel engaged, feel belong to the company or the organizations, yeah. So when you are happy, you will do more than you're supposed to do, yeah. 100% you perform more than 100%. So this is change it. All right. So job satisfaction is an issue that need to be looked into in particular. So okay, I think that's all from my presentations for the second presentation. So any comments or any comments or thank you for the presentation. So that's all from me from the second presentations. Is there any questions? Any question from my fellow friends, researcher? Okay, Ridwan, questions? Yes. or maybe in the chat box, right?
Okay.
Alright.
Assalamualaikum, Doctor.
Waalaikumsalam.
I mean, coming from industrial background, I see myself as someone who seek happiness in job lah, right? Often I feel that the combination that given by the employers to the employees, what they are provided, does not really satisfy as it's our I mean, in my term as employees, we often not satisfied whatever that been given by the employers. I mean, my question is, what are the best combination, best recipe for an individual who seek happiness in their work, whatever field that they are in now?
You're talking about, thank you, Redwan, for your questions. A very good questions, yeah. I think maybe our friends can also answer this, but I'll start it. Yeah. For the past 30 years, yeah, I'm looking at the past 30 years since I joined the industry and then becoming and whatsoever. Yeah. Passion is the keyword. Yes, passion, yes. I'm talking about how a company, yeah, should have a balance, because a company, they are profit oriented, yeah, profit oriented. So they are looking for money, dollar signs. So sometimes organizations, they have forgotten that they need to look into the employee well-being. Yeah, the recipe for me, the recipe for good company organization is actually to have a well-balanced, like I mentioned before, the systems, the procedure, the structure, and of course, definitely the policy that you have should basically balance between you are making profit and the employee itself, because the employee is the assets. You don't have employee, you don't produce, yeah. Especially when you're talking about the first presentation that I made just now, you're talking about retaining people, excellent people. To retain excellent people is not an easy task. But of course, to lose many people also, it's easy to lose people because of what? Because they don't perform. To get a balance between the policy, the structure, the system, yeah. And I mentioned about reputation just now, reputation of the company, yeah. Before this, I think Redon working with the Malaysia Airline, right? Malaysia Airline. I mean, you're working with Malaysia Airline, right?
Yeah, previously, yeah.
Yeah, Malaysia Airline. So even the Malaysia Airlines actually, some people said it's good, it's not good, yeah. And I found that since that the management itself, the policy that they have, yeah, you see that they are making loss every year. It's signs of a very bad management. I'm sorry to say, because when you make money and because Malaysia Airlines is actually a company, it's actually GLC, government linked company, yeah, the taxpayer money. So when you have taxpayer money put into Malaysia Airlines, but you're making loss, this is something that a company is not a company where you're making loss, yeah. Because I said to myself, Malaysia Airlines is not a charity business, it's a making profit organization. So they should make money. 1 million out of the profit should be, so they are making what, 100 millions of profit loss. So that is not performing for me. And the ingredient that you asked me just now is to have a balance. And you need to have the people who really understand the business. Yeah. When you understand the business, then you understand, you know how to play. I think Encik Zul, Encik Amir, Ridwan, yeah, you're talking about recently, I like to associate things with football. Yeah. Chelsea, Manchester United, they have moved. They put the right person, yeah, to handle the team. Tuchel for Chelsea, or Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for Manchester United. Yeah. These people are well known and they are well versed and knowledgeable about football. Mourinho, people don't look at Mourinho at the moment. We're talking about Klopp, yeah. We're talking about this organization is actually a multi-billion-dollar business. Yeah, you know what? When they show one game, that like every Saturday, Sunday, they're making billions of US dollar for one game. Of course, you want to get the 1 billion, you need to put the right person in charge of that. Leadership is also important, Redwan, in order for us to make sure that the company is making a lot of what I call balance between the employee and of course making profit. Yeah, you can see this. Yeah, so that's my comment. We can talk about this more than like 1 to 3 hours, but definitely because the time is not permit me to talk about, because I like to talk about the business in football. Yeah, in football we're talking about billions of dollar transactions every day. Yeah, you watch that football match. Yeah, you're talking about billions of dollars actually transfer. Yeah, because of what? Because they have well managed, especially for Manchester United when they have Ronaldo moving back from Juventus to Manchester United. So this is something we're going to talk about billions, because Ronaldo itself will pay the salary for the employee, for the other footballers because of the sponsorship. Yeah, we can emulate that kind of system into the business. I think we are doing very well. You need to really take care of the employee, but with some limitation is what's here. That's my comment, Bedwan. Yeah, maybe anyone would like to comment. Yeah, that's my comment on how to get balance. Yeah, because I work in the industry before. So it's difficult. Yeah, 160 ringgit basic salary as a bellman. Yeah, 2 points, 60 ringgit. So 120 plus 160, you can count yourself how much they get every month. Yeah. So, but that time I'm single, but it's okay. But if you have like 4 children, you have 6 to feed, 5 mouths to feed, that's not enough. Yeah, especially in our pandemic right now. Yeah, people are losing their job from T20 to B40, B40 to T to M40 to T20. B40 is quite difficult. I have many friends, right at the moment from T20 going to B40 because they have lost their job. They need to pay for the salary, they need to pay for the home loan, house loan, they have to pay for the car loan, they have to pay for the what we call as personal loan, the bills and whatsoever. So we have to be very careful about this. Yeah, thank you, Ridwan, for the question. I don't want to go further. Okay, so I think the session's finished. So thank you very much for everyone participation. So maybe we can switch on the camera to take the picture. I think. Do you think we have to do that, Mr. Shafiq?
Yes, Doctor.
Yeah, please switch on the camera so we can take a picture of everyone. Shafiq is going to take the picture.
Yes, I will. Okay, please, everyone, turn on the camera. Alicia, Adrian, Dr. Zahara, Noliana. Okay.
Thank you very much to everyone.
Right, so one more. So, okay. 3, 2, 1. All right.
So thank you very much,
Okay, thank you.
fellow researchers. Nice to meet you, everyone.
Thank you to all.
Thank you very much. So, we can leave now.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Chiu and everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Doctor.
Ame, yeah, Wan Nolinda, Mas Linda,